it's a short distance. We check the LCD on the side. This one is for friction. The tip runs for 1,000 oscillation. Then after that, the logo should not wear out. And also, the power station should not vibration. This is for transportation. This one is a temperature and humidity chamber. We expose the phone to high temperatures and also low temperatures. My colleague.
Chamber, here we expose the machine to the environmental conditions. Normal to check whether it after fixing it will work. Next we have least so that's correct. Next we have repeatedly exposed to whether the LCD is natural. This is an electromagnetic data. The best check whether is next one is the voltage meter. Check whether after as that
hiyo naingia ndani.
nani anabadilisha?
Oh, hiyo madam, madam, wewe ndio unaingia ndani. Songeni twende bwana. Nipata kibali hivi. Cheki. Mwenye anapewa maji. Shike mbili. Patiana na huyo, patiana ni sasa hivi. Hiyo ni huko. Sawa, mpatie mic yetu mbili hapo nazo. Usiende zaidi hapo.
Every 1 hour we expect to make about 250 phones. It tells you exactly how many are the input pieces, and I'll walk you through the cycle, how many then move on to be tested, and what the completion rate has been. So, for instance, this morning, 10% completion of the Neon Ray Ultra.
250.
So 250 was the target. We've had a 99% completion rate.
Okay.
Yes.
That is for today.
Just for that hour
Oh,
today, this morning.
hour.
Yes.
Okay.
Our target, for example, on this line is 2,000 pieces per day. So we are running at the moment, because it's still a fairly new factory, we're running at the moment about 4,000 to 4,500 on average. We can get up to 6,000, which we hope as the team gets more units per day. And the factory can get up to about 10,000 a day. But for now, it's 4,000 as we ramp up production.
The fact that it is moving means everybody has to work at the same speed.
Very good point, Your Excellency. Let me show you how it works. So
If you are a lazy person, you step out.
you will be found out very quickly.
Because the phone will crowd at your,
Exactly.
at your spot.
The bottlenecks will come up very quickly. So, Excellency, you can see each person has a specific task. We trained, we now have as we continue to ramp them up, have trained them at a center. And it's been a process in terms of then the practical experience as they get more efficient and understand the process a lot better. So, Your Excellency, we'll start here. This is where the process starts. At we have houses that show how we break down the component parts, but they come from the stock keeping unit into this center here. At this point, the head, Glenn, is head of, and he now releases the component parts. So, Glenn, maybe you can explain this first piece.
Glenn, how are you?
Fine, thank you, Excellency.
Yes.
My name is Curtis Glenn. Process starts.
Yes.
The PCBA, otherwise known as the motherboard, starts here. We prepare it by fixing some parts. The next phase there, we're fixing a conductive form that acts as a grounding. Electric current flowing on the PCBA requires grounding, right? And then you're fixing the heat sink. It draws electric current produce heat, right? So it draws the heat from the phone, so it doesn't get to heat. Okay. So then we proceed to the next phase.
Wow.
So, Your Excellency, we can take you down the line, yes,
It goes that way.
and come back down.
Okay.
So each part, so here, as Glenn has mentioned, is a PCBA, is the main housing, and the PCBA is put in. They have to put in some insulation because, of course, the PCBA is very delicate. That's why we have the chips and circuitry on it. So they put some insulation against it. That's also the black you see here as the insulation. Then the next component they put in, the first one they put in is a camera. So as you can see, we have several cameras on the phone. Perhaps you can explain this camera. Okay. Describe the work. Okay. So you put in a camera. Yep. Another camera comes in here, Your Excellency. Yes. Your Excellency, these are housing components. So to make sure that the PCB in particular is maintained in position.
Next.
Exactly. Next, we come now the screws. So now you've noticed we just place the pieces. Now we start fixing like the PCBA permanently onto the housing.
Oh, very good.
Then next comes up is the sub PCBA. This component, Your Excellency, has where the charger comes in and some circuitry, for example, on the voice and the audio.
Very good.
That then also has to be insulated because, again, it's going through the electrical circuitry.
So what is the turnover here in terms of hours? Every 8 hours?
We change the shifts every 8 hours. This, Your Excellency, is the connection between the PCBA and the main sub-PCBA and the main PCBA, particularly for carrying the charge. Some more screws. Some more screws, Your Excellency. Yeah.
Yes.
than what they have seen in other countries. Almost
Equivalent.
The advantage with our human capital. That's why we must invest.
Absolutely.
I was even saying this morning. The money we spend in our education is actually an investment.
yes.
So that's how we get.
Like the lady who was taking you through the testing. She studied economics.
Yes.
So I thought so that so she has learned this from
Okay. So, Your Excellency, we continue putting on the various parts. So we've put on the motor, you know what vibrates when your phone rings. We've put on, furthermore, insulation, the camera housings. This, Your Excellency, is your antenna. This is your phone aerial.
Okay.
Right? So they now put it, connecting it from the main PCBA down to the sub PCBA, and then it's housed.
Ina clip ndani. Ukisikia ime clip ndio unajua iko sawa. Very good. So unafanya hiki ngapi kwa saa moja?
So, Your Excellency, once he's clipped it, the gentleman here then now a ridge, right, which hides it. So you can see now it's hidden within that ridge. It then comes up here.
Inasonga to the
Moves
next.
the next level. So this is where the software parts start to kick in. So the ladies here now and the gentleman now confirm visually okay, that the pieces are in the right place, the aerials in the right place, the screws are in the right place. Once she's satisfied visually, we'll check here. This is now where
Okay.
this is interesting.
Okay.
The gentleman can explain it. Okay. Then, Your Excellency, the process now moves more in towards the housing. So you can see the bottom housing is placed, that's covering the sub PCBA. The top housing that covers the PCBA comes here. And then, Your Excellency, we begin to screw them on tightly. So this is what the people are doing here. Your Excellency, these are the larger screws for the plastic housing components. But everything needs to be tightened down. This is where we have the robot. So the robot now does the small, tiny micro screws that you can see here. These are very difficult to do by hand. Each machine runs through by about 15 seconds to do all the screws. Then it moves to calibrate it for both device types.
You can tighten it again. This one. Very good.
Okay. Your Excellency, another visual check that all the screws are in place and there's nothing loose from a phone perspective. We then test, these are test batteries. So we put in the batteries and SIM cards because there are a series of now software tests that need to happen. Which starting here is the
SIM card near testing.
testing.
Okay.
Yes. It doesn't go out to the phone. And there's a point we recollect them at the back there.
Okay.
So this tests the pin and the software actually starts up from a phone perspective. This then goes into a specific set of tests that are set up by the software. So maybe, madam, you can explain the tests.
whether the version this phone is using is the current one.
Okay.
Yes, and then the RF Kali test is for the antenna. You check whether
The antenna is working.
is
Okay.
working. And the RTC is for time.
Yes.
Whether the time in the system is running correctly. Yeah.
Okay.
The whole series of tests. Your Excellency, they test the voice that is actually working. This gentleman here probably has a record for the most selfies in the country, so he tests every phone that the camera is actually working. From a camera and recording perspective, the tests continue. Handset tests, what passes, what fails, that the headphone is working. Exactly.
Very good.
Your Excellency, as we head towards the end of the tests, you can see now this is where we take out and they get recycled back for use on that end. Same with the for testing. That's correct, Your Excellency. And then we do one more set of tests here. So we put in temporarily a battery just to test that the antenna and the GSM is working. All right. And then, Your Excellency, more component. Now the lenses. Look at the back of your phone. The tiny little black round things are here. This is the glass cover, the glass protector you have on top of it. And then this lastly is some last circuitry around the buttons that you press on the sides. Once it's ready here, Your Excellency, it then now moves into quality control, which will show you doing the same thing, Your Excellency. So Your Excellency, so all the materials. So all the materials. Once they're ready, these now move on for testing. So the packing line starts here. So from the assembly, it goes into quality control, and we'll show you quality control in a moment. Okay.
Please, let's just allow only those.
does that letter?
Hii umeandika J ni kumaanisha? Oh. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So anyone, any company can tell us to produce for them.
Ah, okay.
You get so
And you
that
can-
so when you are talking about land, you are a bit hesitant because
Inafanya? Mambo? Yeah. Unapinyilia. So nichukue gani hii? Moja hapa. Alafu naweka hii. Good. Ama nimepitisha?
sawa. Akona which marks out of
Try another one.
out of 10?
Yes.
It is magnetic.
Weke gani? Hapa hii.
Yes.
Very good. Oh, mpaka ifike mwisho eh?
Yeah.
Hata hii kufikisha mwisho eh, kufikisha hapa. Haya.
Hapa.
Sawa.
Hapa tunafanya. Hapa tunafanya soldering. Yeah. Hii ni speaker.
Hii ni speaker.
Hii ni speaker. Hii ni PCBA.
Yes.
Sasa tunaweka positive hapa na negative hapa hii side. Sasa tunaichomelea. Tunaichomelea hapa.
Okay.
Chukua hii.
Tunachomelea the other side.
Tunachomea na hii.
Oh, unaweka soldering hapo hapo?
Tunaweka soldering hapo. Then tunaisolder. Hivyo.
Ah, basi iko tayari.
Iko tayari.
Haya. Sawa.
The packaging line. So my colleague here, Karanja, will take you through the packaging line.
Very good.
Yes. So just before the packaging line, so all the devices go into quality control just to make sure they're running fine. From quality control, you will take you to a very the sound that everything is working, and they come back here into packaging. So, Karanja.
Thank you very much, Your Excellency. It is a pleasure hosting you in this packaging area. We don't just package phones, we information. With me is Flo Kinyi.
Hello, Rueda. How are you?
Very good. And these are the factory engineers, Leo and David.
Very good.
So, Rueda, why don't you explain to the President who is here and what we do?
Your Excellency, welcome to the packaging department. As you can see, we have boxes. These are just not boxes.
Why are these ones enclosed?
I will come to that in a minute.
So we are boxes. Version. We have about 68 staff. Among them, 30 are women, and I am the team leader here. And we are very much delighted to host you today.
Thank you. Your Excellency, here at the packaging line, we have different processes. And here you'll be able to see these 27 processes are in 3 broad categories. You have first and foremost IMEI identification. The second aspect is the preparation of the phone, and then the third aspect, we package the phone. So 3 key broad sections. Here, what these gentlemen are doing is they are encoding the unique identifier for the phones. It's a 15-digit code, an international number that is unique. It is encoded into these devices. We then print that code to the devices. That's what's happening here. And once it's encoded, we also encode the Wi-Fi number and the Bluetooth number. That way, if you're on any Wi-Fi again, you're able to identify that particular phone. After that, the phone is then now ready to be prepared for packaging. The area over there, as you had asked, once the phone is now encoded and ready to be packaged, we first and foremost put a protective film to ensure that the phone doesn't. When it comes out of that room, it comes out with this finishing. Very nice, smooth finishing, and that's why they have to be in that dust-free, humid area. If we may proceed. Now I'll show you how we package the devices. As you can see, we are printing. This is where now the IME printing happens. We put about 8 different accessories in this device. Maybe we could go there, and you'll see that we have a unique offering. We provide a phone protector as a complimentary to our customers. That way, if you are riding your phone, then exact. So that if you're riding on your border, phone falls, protection. And this is what we offer here. The team is now packaging the various accessories, which include chargers. You have your earphones. You also have other devices. On my left, these are cartons. These gentlemen are these cartons for packaging. And this is what now. And this is what now the phone is packaged into. So the gentleman and the lady here are actually responsible for arranging for that. And that is all.
So this is what I was saying to you, Your Excellency. We did it only for launch because we needed it fast. But now we can localize.
Exactly.
Yes, so we can localize all.
Your Excellency, if we could, we want to show. Okay. So nikaye pande ngine. Okay. Sawa. We want to, once the phones have. Yes. Correct. Yeah, we are here. We are here. Yeah. So, Your Excellency, this machine here is an automatic weighing machine. It's a quality control measure as well. So, for instance, if I were to remove one component, have the phone packaged, and it goes in here, this machine is able to detect a variance of weight by up to 5 grams. Automatically rejects it. A well-packaged phone like that one, for instance, when it goes in, it is passed. That way we are able to know that all the components are in. And it's a very good quality control measure. My last stop with you, Your Excellency, is going to be here. I would like to introduce you to a called Evans Wambua. Evans here, in operator. Raisi, kwa ufupi story yako vile ulifika hapa tafadhali. Karibu.
Asante sana rais wetu wa Jamhuri ya Kenya. Nilikuja kwa hii kampuni nikiwa mtu wa mjengo. Hizi tiles ni mimi. Hizi tiles mimi nilikuwa naeka. Na wakati kazi ya mjengo iliisha, nikaamua tu kuulizia kazi kwa hii kampuni sababu nilikuwa nimehangaika sana. Kwa bahati nzuri nikaambiwa ile department imebaki na hizi machines, kuoperate hizi machines. Na nikafundishwa mafunzo ya miezi 2 na nikafanyishwa interview. Kisha nikapita mtihani, nikachukuliwa kama technician wa hizi machines. Kwa hivyo maneno yako kama rais wa Kenya naweza sema ni ya kweli. We are in Eastern nation sababu nilitoka kwa kazi ya mjengo nikakuwa technician.
Asante sana.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
So ulipatiwa certification ya kwamba umehitimu
kabisa.
Very good. So wewe ndio operator wa hii kitu?
Kabisa. Hii kiharibika ni mimi natengenezanga.
Wewe ndio engineer ya hii kitu?
Mimi engineer.
Your Excellency, thank you very much. I would like to hand you to, we could go there to the quality control area. No, it is for...
Before we go to the parking, before tests, including the camera, the sound, the screen, all the elements. I think I'll ask Diana, one of the people here, to explain to us exactly what she does here.
Very good. Diana, how are you?
Fine, thank you, Excellency. Welcome. Now this is the FQC,
Yes.
the final quality control. Here we check, first of all, the appearance of the phone,
Yes.
to make sure all the screws are intact, to make sure the SD slot and the SIM card slot are okay. After here, we have 24 tests we are doing.
24.
Here, there are 24 items you are checking. So these guys are checking if the lights are okay, if the LCDs are okay, the lights are okay, the touch buttons are fine. There are people over here testing the cameras, if they are camera.
Naona iko kamera hapo, iko mbele
Iko
sana.
sawa.
Iko sawa.
Iko sawa.
Very
Inafaa
good.
kukua hivyo. So anacheck if it's functioning. We have guys over here testing the charging of the phone. Is actually and he's also testing the earpiece if it is working station, functioning well. Then the final guys over here are testing the SIM cards and the SD cards if they can read on the phone. Yes. So over here we have the defects. So if there are any defects, if there are any defects you get, you put them over here and then they're returned back to the production area to be fixed.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
That's what we
Great.
do. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Yeah.
Thank you, Diana.
Welcome.
Excellency, the next stage is where we do aging. We do a simulation for 5 years. Software that we use predicts how long the phone will last. Yes. So it's done within but it simulates the process for 5 hours. So it's for 5 years. We'll just briefly look in.
Hello. Hi. How are you?
Yes. So this is Dennis. You can explain to us how they do the aging test. So quickly,
Test. So whatever you do here,
So you think of all phones or
every
assemble?
single phone.
every phone.
Every phone.
After assembly must pass through here. So we do the 6 tests. That's the reboot, the vibrate, receiver, speaker, and picture and video. So it will subject them to 2 hours. They must run for 2 hours. They're in the charging system.
Okay.
Then after here, we take them to the FQC room where you are coming from. So then we test all the functionalities. If all the phone is working properly.
Okay.
Then after that, there's the software.
Okay. Thank you, Dennis. To the warehouses. So when the components come to the main warehouse, and then we have an inventory control warehouse before the items are taken for assembly to the plant. So that is so this is the broken down components before they're taken for assembly.
Okay.
Yeah. And then the main warehouse now, where the items that are received from the suppliers comes here.
Epoxy,
Yeah, this is epoxy. Yes, this is epoxy.
So these are now?
These are now the raw materials.
The
Yes, the main warehouse for the raw materials, the SKDs. Yes. And then at the back,
they're called
SKDs, semi knockdown kits.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Then at the back,
We'll go
a
to
battery room.
complete later.
Now we are doing completion here. Yes,
Yeah.
assembly is the completion.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is the finished product. So all this is the finished product.
Okay. Oh, this is good.
So this is now ready for the market. The finished product. Product ready.
Okay. Yes.
Sukuma mhudumu kidogo.
Board directors are just joining in a photo opportunity, then after that we can.
So let me introduce you to the management and the board of the Excellency.
We have yeah, you can remove. Ready? So we are done. Okay.
Tiende zaidi hapo.
The manager on this line is Glenn. Every 1 hour we expect to make about 250 phones. It tells you exactly how many are the input pieces, and I'll walk you through the cycle. How many then move on to be tested, and what the completion rate has been. So, for instance, this morning, 10% completion of the Neon Ray Ultra.
250.
So 250 was the target. We've had a 99% completion rate.
Okay.
Yes.
That is for today?
Yes, for that hour today, this morning.
Hour.
Yes.
Okay.
Our target, for example, on this line is 2,000 pieces per day. So we are running at the moment, because it's still a fairly new factory, we're running at the moment about 4,000 to 4,500 on average. We can get up to 6,000, which we hope as a team gets more units per day. And the factory can get up to about 10,000 a day. But for now, it's 4,000 as we ramp up production.
The fact that it is moving means everybody has to work at the same speed.
Very good point, Your Excellency. Let me show you how it works. So,
You are a lazy person, you step out.
you will be found out very quickly.
Because the phone will crowd at your...
Exactly.
At your spot.
The bottlenecks will come up very quickly.
Yes.
So, Excellency, you can see each person has a specific task. We trained, we now have as we continue to ramp them up, have trained them at a center. And it's been a process in terms of then the practical experience as they get more efficient and understand the process a lot better. So, Your Excellency, we'll start here. This is where the process starts. At we have houses that show how we break down the component parts, but they come from the stock keeping unit into this center here. At this point, the head, Glenn, is head of, and he now releases the component parts. So, Glenn, maybe you can explain this first piece.
Glenn, how are you?
Fine, thank you, Excellency.
Yes.
My name is Curtis, Glenn. Process starts.
Yes.
The PCBA, otherwise known as the motherboard, starts here. We prepare it by fixing some parts. The next phase there, we're fixing a conductive form that acts as a grounding. Electric current flowing on the PCBA requires grounding, right? And then you're fixing the heat sink. It draws electric current produce heat, right? So it draws the heat from the phone, so it doesn't get to heat. Okay, so then we proceed to the next phase.
Wow.
So, Your Excellency, we can take you down the line, yes?
It goes that way.
And come back down.
Okay.
So each part, so here, as Glenn has mentioned, is a PCBA, is the main housing and the PCB.
Creates a person can use a charger as a charging port. The more you're charging the phone and the phone, it is set at 3,000 times. After that, check if the people is doing okay, and also the charging port is not distorted. Your Excellency, this is the next machine is a soft pressure. The perfect example for the soft pressure is how a person can place the phone in a pocket, things, or also in a bag. So we check the phone with the experience anywhere I can at the distance. Yes. The Excellency, this was soft, this hard pressure. Perfect example, a person can place the